Dear Aquarius, today your intuition isn't whispering anymore, it's knocking, looking you straight in the eye. 3 symbols are showing up in your energy: inner awakening, cosmic justice, and the shadow of a truth that hasn't fully revealed itself yet. Your intuition, the one often silenced by logic, will not stay quiet this time. Something is shifting on a frequency only your soul can feel, long before the mind can name it. Justice is not arriving to punish you. It's here to realign what has been off balance. What you gave without receiving will return. What you endured in silence will be brought to light. And what you thought was random is simply the echo of seeds you once planted, now finding their way back to you. Somewhere in the dimness, something is moving. A face that once left you uncertain is about to show its real nature. Honesty will no longer be optional, it will be inevitable. Delayed conversations, avoided truths, doors you thought had closed, all of it is approaching the moment of reveal. But before that happens, there is one thing you must do. Pause and pay attention to what keeps repeating. When an air sign like you feels uneasy for no clear reason, it isn't a mood, it's a time-stamped warning from your own field. Don't react too fast, don't try to prove anything, just observe. If you want to keep your energy clean during this time, speak with intention, not with impulse. Write it as a declaration, not as a reaction. I trust my intuition and I choose serenity. Your words are not just letters, they are frequency. Now come a little closer. Sit down. You don't have to keep acting strong in this moment. Do you know why you keep hearing that inner voice lately without knowing how to define it? Because it doesn't come from the senses, it rises from the memory of your soul. It isn't vague premonition, it's the aftershock of a truth drawing near. Sometimes it makes your pulse race, sometimes it wears you out. But that isn't weakness, it's your mind preparing to open the door for a new version of you. You've always sensed change before it arrived. You just don't always believe that you do. You've spent a long time in silent functioning, thinking more than speaking, helping more than being seen, holding more emotion than people around you ever realized. You've been the place others come for truth, while rarely giving yourself permission to feel your own. You held the ground when you were shaking inside. You made peace while your inner world was thunder. But here's the beauty: the quieter you were, the more the universe recorded every moment of it. And now your return is entering orbit. This return doesn't arrive with noise. It arrives as a quiet knowing, a natural click into place. When it comes, you won't ask why, you'll simply recognize it. Finally, things are aligning. There is also a closure unfolding, not through conflict or collapse, but through awareness. You no longer resonate with what you once held onto. You no longer react to what once hurt you. You no longer invest in what drains you. That isn't giving up, it's the emotional intelligence of a soul that has outgrown endurance. Exhaustion isn't showing up because you're weak. It's arriving because you refuse to keep spending energy on what doesn't nourish you. Distance isn't loss, it's the rearranging of your inner space. These dreams you're having, those sudden memories, those accidental phrases spoken by strangers, objects falling at strange moments, none of it is random. They're signals, your intuition teaching you its own language. Write down what keeps circling back. Breathe when your heartbeat changes. Take a step when your inner sense calls you, even if there's no proof yet. You are building a new reality from the inside out, and that is the most powerful work a free soul can do. The universe doesn't speak through noise, it speaks through synchronicity. And this time, you're not going to ignore it. Sometimes someone enters your life like a long pause in a song, so still you think nothing is happening. Other times, they appear like lightning in a clear sky, flipping everything in an instant. What you once called delay was actually a layer of sacred protection. The doors that didn't open, the chances that slipped away when you needed them most, they were life telling you, not yet. Now you're beginning to see sometimes delay is a disguised miracle, sparing you from what was not bright enough to meet you. Justice in Aquarian energy is not revenge, it's frequency correction. Every lie that hurt you will return to its source like a wave. Every hidden act will reflect itself back to its origin. You don't have to chase fairness. The universe already has the mechanism for that. Your only job is to remain still at the center of the whirlwind, to keep your mind from being pulled into the noise. Your greatest shield is conscious silence, not the silence of suppression, but the silence of clarity. You know now that those who manipulate truth eventually collide with it. And when the Seven of Swords appears, most people panic. But you, with the eyes of the observer, don't fear it. You recognize it as a cue to look deeper. Someone around you has crossed a line, believing no one noticed. They may know your heart, may have held your trust, and still gambled it for short-term gain. Don't go searching for names. Don't chase shadows. Life will paint the face for you. What matters is that you don't lower your vibration to defend yourself. Don't pick up their weapons. Don't let your clarity be stained by what does not belong to you. Let the universal filter do its job, and you just stand with the truth. People and situations only reveal themselves when your frequency rises above the tolerance of their masks. When you stop compromising, everything begins to separate on its own. So let go of what drains you. Say no to connections that survive only out of obligation. Clarity is the beginning of justice, and in that clarity, Aquarius hears the whisper of the High Priestess. Don't be afraid to walk differently, as long as you walk in alignment with your soul. I lean in and speak gently to you, child of Uranus. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a spiritual technology the universe programmed into you so you can sense what others cannot. It has made you easy to wound, but it has also made you the one who can see light in someone else's darkness. You know how to speak the hard truths. You know how to hold pain without demanding an apology. And now that gentleness is returning, not so you can keep tending to everyone else, but so you can finally learn to care for yourself. It's time to affirm, softly but firmly, I deserve kindness. I deserve relationships that nourish me. I deserve to rest without feeling guilty. No one gives you that dignity, you reclaim it. And when you do, the world around you reorganizes itself to match your new frequency. You're standing at the edge of a silent, powerful transformation. No longer someone chasing light, but someone who emits it. It's as if your emotional skin is shedding, releasing the old stories, the old roles. Sometimes you feel exhausted down to the bone, not because you haven't slept, but because your soul is reshaping itself. You're beginning to value silence, the very thing that used to unsettle you. You choose quiet not because you've lost interest, but because you want to hear your own voice before speaking to the world. Don't rush this process. What's growing inside you will bloom at the exact moment it's meant to. Keep your life gentle. Clear your space. Light a candle. Cook something small and warm, like a ritual that connects you to where you've been. Every simple act is energy healing in disguise. Healing is not a project, it's a covenant between you and your soul. Starting today, choose your path without abandoning yourself. Because justice in the emotional realm is not punishment, it's awakening. Your heart, once cautious, is opening now from a higher place. It no longer seeks someone to fill its gaps. It wants someone to walk alongside it. You don't see love as a life raft in a storm anymore. You see it as a lighthouse standing beside you, shining with you. And if in the coming days someone from the past reaches out, a message, a check-in, a reappearance with no explanation, don't conclude too quickly. It may be the universe testing you, asking if you have truly learned the lesson of your own worth. Aquarius, you were not born to be instantly understood. You were born to awaken perception in the world. A new soul may be entering your orbit, not to analyze you, judge you, or force you to open up on demand, but to be present, to move with you quietly and sincerely. This person won't ask why. Each time you go silent, they won't demand proof that you deserve their closeness. They will simply exist with you, two breaths at the same frequency. Whether it's love, companionship, or a spiritual ally, the choice will be yours. And that is the difference in this new chapter. It's not built on filling emptiness, but on emotional autonomy and self-respect. No more emotional acrobatics to maintain fragile bonds. Now there is calm and clarity. If old fear rises, if memories rush back like waves, don't resist. Hold them the way you would hold the child within you who once lived too long in the dark. Whisper to it, it's over now, I am here and I am calm enough to continue. Don't run, don't hide, don't judge. Each time you face the dark, your inner light grows a little bigger. And at the right moment, when justice and intuition nod in agreement, the universe will deliver a sacred confirmation. You have broken the old cycle. Now close your eyes and repeat with your full belief. I am protected by peace. Everything not meant for me dissolves right now. Everything meant for me arrives gently and in balance. Don't just read it, let each word vibrate in your chest. Breathe in and exhale as if you are handing the past back to the wind. Nothing more is needed. The new seed has been planted. Aquarius, you have always been the pioneer of new frequencies. But the universe is teaching you that intuition is not only for seeing far ahead, it's also for living deeply in the present. It doesn't just guide you through cosmic gateways. It asks you to apply it to the everyday. Finish what's unfinished. Reorder what's out of rhythm. Return what isn't yours, and firmly ask for what is. If someone owes you respect, an answer, a recognition, stand in your calm. The scales tip in your favor when you don't let anger distort the measure. If someone offers you something that sounds promising but lacks transparency, remember the wisdom of the Seven of Swords. Light always wins through truth. Ask for clarity. Say a clear yes when you feel it fully, and a polite no when your intuition doesn't align. Sometimes a timely no is the deepest act of self-love. In your home, your sacred space, energy is shifting. I see you clearing, rearranging, opening the curtains to let air and light in. Maybe you're moving one object, throwing away what once carried heavy memory. Each small action is an energy ritual. It tells your subconscious, I deserve to live in a space that is clean, pure, and beautiful. And when you do that, your energy field shines unmistakably. I see symbols, a mirror, a dining table, a resting corner becoming energetic gateways. Treat them with reverence. Light a candle, play music, invite warmth. These simple acts are the language of your soul, a declaration that you are ready to receive what's next. However, there's something I need to make clear so you won't be caught off guard. The truth is on its way to you, not to hurt you, but to confirm that you were right when you chose yourself. It may come as a message, a casual remark, or a tiny detail that suddenly clicks in your mind. Don't be afraid, receive it, process it, and move on. Because true justice is when you are calm enough that you no longer need to defend your innocence. Before we close, remember this. You are entering a time when Aquarius returns to its purest essence. You will find joy in simplicity, happiness in clarity, and freedom in the boundaries you set for yourself. Your intuition will be stronger than ever through repeating numbers, an old song that finds you again, or a symbol that appears 3 times. See them as guidance. If a thought relaxes your body, that's your signal to act. Trust that the ones who truly love you will naturally draw closer, and those who only needed you when they were weak will drift away when you grow stronger. Don't worry when old things fall away, because your true home is this inner peace you've built. And from that center, every new connection, love, friendship, collaboration will be stable because it won't be built on need, but on resonance. Truth never takes anything from you. It only clears the path for what truly belongs to you to arrive. Let me remind you of this with the calm I want you to breathe in. You have never truly been alone. There were moments you thought so, when the world didn't speak your frequency, when your gaze fell and your steps slowed. But you kept moving forward. An invisible force carried you through the darkest turns. You couldn't name it, but you felt it more than once. And it's still here. Justice sees you. Intuition blesses you. And the schemes once aimed at you have already been blocked by a field of energy they cannot cross. So don't go back to the mud searching for explanations or arguing with the dark. You don't need that anymore. Life has already recorded your truth. Now, your energy is meant for creation, for healing, for loving yourself from the inside out, for listening to your body and honoring the rhythm of your soul. If the night comes and your mind grows heavy, offer yourself a simple but sacred ritual. Close your eyes, place one hand on your heart, the other on your belly. Feel your breath rise and fall unhurried, effortless. Then speak softly to yourself, as you would to a child you wish to protect. I forgive myself for the times I hesitated. I acknowledge my worth, my sensitivity, and my strength. I release what no longer fits. I choose myself, and I wait patiently for the right moment. And if a tear falls, let it. It's not weakness, it's cleansing. Not loss, but release. Maybe you're wondering, when will change become visible? When will that message you've been sensing finally arrive? When will someone's true face be revealed? The question when only appears after why has been answered. And the moment your inner world is full, life begins to move at your pace, not the other way around. That's why these days matter more than you think. You're tuning your strings, clearing the path for a new rhythm of life. There's no need to rush, only to be aware. Because awareness itself is the quiet magic of a soul born to move in its own frequency. And since your energy is opening, I want to invite you to seal it with something small but powerful. Leave a promise, not for anyone to see, but for the universe to remember. I open my heart to wisdom, and everything will align for me. Just one line, but it's your energetic fingerprint on the air. Now, listen to this heartbeat before you step forward. Your intuition hasn't revealed everything yet. Justice is holding a missing piece, one that could change the way you look at an old memory. And the energy of the Seven of Swords is holding a clue, one that may help you avoid repeating something unnecessary. There may be a meeting, an offer, or a moment that looks ordinary but quietly opens a door you've long looked for, or confirms that your intuition was right from the start. When we meet again, I'll show you what's shifting the scales, which message from the past is trying to reclaim its purpose, and what new presence is preparing to enter, aligned with the peace you've worked so hard to build. Open your eyes wider, but keep your heartbeat slow. What's coming isn't here to test you anymore. It's here to hand you the key you've been waiting for, so you can cross the next threshold safely. And now, Aquarius, since you've made it this far, acknowledge it with calm but with certainty. What you've done is not small. To keep your gaze steady in the mirror of your own soul without turning away. To stay present when the truth felt cold. To feel deeply without shattering. That is the quiet courage of souls born to renew the world. You've walked through the rooms of memory others refuse to enter. You've breathed through pain without condemning yourself. And you chose to move forward, and not because someone pushed you, but because your soul whispered the command to rise. That is the true strength of free energy, not loud, not showy, but steady and unshakable. And now I say this to you, with the composure of a soul that has lived many lifetimes. Your harvest is coming, not because life owes you anything, but because you sowed your seeds on ground that never betrayed you. You planted them with kindness, stillness, compassion, and the way you loved without demanding return, even when you weren't cared for in the same way. The universe kept the record, as if an invisible chronicle has been storing every beautiful gesture you've offered. And now, like the sound of drums rising from the horizon, the signs meant for you are drawing near. Some signals will arrive quietly, a sentence repeated by different mouths, a memory that refuses to fade, a name returning in a new form, an object falling, making you pause and notice. And some will arrive unmistakably. A door swings open when you least expect it. A meeting shifts your current timeline, an invitation, an opportunity, a final conversation. A moment that allows you to speak what was once buried. Nothing will be accidental. These are the pieces beginning to click into place, because you are finally ready to receive what matches your frequency. And those gifts may come as a new opportunity, the right meeting at the right moment, a resonance that needs no explanation. At the same time, the truths you once suspected will surface, not to hurt you, but to clear the way. So yes, some connections will dissolve on their own. Some people will stay on the other side of the shore, while you continue along your path, not because you're cold or ungrateful, but because they can no longer withstand the frequency you now live in. Don't cling, don't hold on. See it the way the shoreline sees the tide pull away old seaweed, broken shells, and the leftovers of what no longer sustains you. It isn't punishment, it's purification. Life is gently removing the obstacles from your path. With the same tenderness you've shown others for years, you've been the gatekeeper, the one who held things together, the one who carried the world on your shoulders. Now it's time to set that weight down. No more proving your endurance, no more waiting for permission to rest. This is the moment for energy to return to you, not to turn you into someone else, but to restore the balance that was broken when you kept giving from a cracked well. The hardest lesson now isn't sacrifice, it's learning to receive. Receive without guilt, without fear of being misunderstood, without needing to justify why you deserve it. You deserve it simply because you exist, because your soul holds value, because life itself wants to love you back. You deserve to rest without apology. You deserve peace without fearing its loss. You deserve love that doesn't shrink you or wear you down. You deserve a connection that grows with you, not one that drags you back to an older version of yourself. If someone new arrives, or someone from the past returns in a changed form, Don't shut the door out of fear of repetition, but don't hand over the key too quickly either. Your intuition knows how to discern. Let it decide when to open the door and when to simply turn on the porch light and smile from a distance. You no longer build connections from wounds or emptiness. You build them from awareness, self-respect, and inner stillness. And I also see as if moonlight is shining through a mirrored lake, a period of deep emotional clarity approaching. The drawers of memory will open softly. Images, scents, names, and forgotten moments will rise again, not to haunt you, but to be released. Your dreams will become more vivid. The symbols that appear will not be random. A house, a door, a train, a photograph, a flowing river. Each one is whispering about a part of you that's ready to be reborn. You might even feel the warm presence of a soul no longer in this world, someone who loved you deeply, still watching over you, like a hand guiding a child down a dark staircase. Don't be afraid, there is no loneliness here. There never was, and now, even less so. If tonight your intuition calls, create a small ritual of your own. Find a peaceful corner of your home. Touch something that carries the scent of memory or safety. And if you can, light a white candle to awaken your inner clarity. That light isn't just to brighten the room, it's to illuminate the part of your soul that hasn't been called by name in a long time. If you don't have a real candle, imagine a flame burning in the center of your chest. Because that light never came from outside, and it never left you. It is the nucleus of the Aquarian soul. A spiritual lighthouse glowing through the dark, even when it hides beneath the shell of silence. Place a glass of clear water before you, a symbol of wisdom settled and calm. Sit upright but at ease, feel your body grounding itself. Inhale deeply, let the breath move through your chest, through your throat, then exhale slowly. Feel your weight merging with the earth as if the planet itself is holding you with its quiet kindness. Now listen to your heartbeat, like the rhythm of the cosmos echoing against your ribs. When your shoulders drop and thoughts begin to fade like thin clouds, speak these words slowly, as if each sound is falling into the sacred garden inside your heart. In the name of the light within me, I release pain and guilt, I return to peace, and I allow pure love and divine justice to enter my life right now. Read it once more, but this time not with words, with vibration. Let every syllable turn into a warm wave, rising from your heart, spreading through your chest, touching your throat, flowing to your hands. That's how light works, from the inside out, never the other way around. Now blow softly over the surface of the water, as if you're giving the river everything you no longer need to carry: fear, memories, old responsibilities. Then take that water and pour it away into the earth, the sink, or the roots of a tree that knows how to transform it. When you do know this, it's all been released. Finally, look again at the flame in your imagination. Be grateful for it. If you picture it going out, let it fade gently, no smoke, just a lingering glow. Then whisper softly, "Thank you for still being here with me. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for being the light I once searched for." Aquarius, you can't imagine how many times you've been the light for others without even realizing it. And now that very light is shining back at you, with clarity, direction, and a quiet faith that needs no validation. As this new chapter begins, you'll start to notice changes you once thought impossible. Your efforts will finally meet their equal return. You'll no longer exhaust yourself waiting for acknowledgement or confuse patience with endurance. You'll walk away from rooms where intuition gets judged and stop shrinking your needs just to keep the peace. The new version of you, rising from calm waters, no longer accepts half-hearted love, half promises, or absent presence. You don't need love to survive. You need love to grow. You don't need someone loud beside you. You need someone whose silence moves in rhythm with your waves. If you start feeling lighter, clearer, if your intuition sparks like lightning before the rain, don't call it luck. It's healing. It's your nervous system finding a new frequency. It's your soul rebooting after a long sleep. And your body now is syncing with the pulse of the universe. Those who truly care for you will sense it. They'll come closer with respect, without intrusion. They'll nurture you without interference, walk beside you without demand. Some will apologize not because they were wrong, but because they weren't deep enough to understand you before. Others will remain silent because sometimes silence is the truest apology of all. And you, Aquarius, with this renewed light, won't need to explain a thing. You'll understand that real love doesn't need speeches. truth doesn't need defense, and peace doesn't need proof. Because once you've touched that depth within yourself, everything good will find its way to you, like waves returning to the shore, not by invitation, but by resonance. From this moment on, I no longer chase the light. I am the light, and wherever I walk, darkness turns itself into dawn. On this journey, there's one thing you must do. Not because anyone told you to, but because your soul is ready to receive it. Inside you lives a smaller version of yourself, not a weak child, but a spirit that had to grow up too soon, that learned to think for everyone, to hold things that were never yours to hold. It's the part of you that once stayed silent, stayed awake, stayed strong for others while breaking inside. There were times that part of you collapsed, not from weakness, but from not wanting your pain to hurt anyone else. Today, look at it with the tenderness you've never given yourself. Imagine that face, the eyes, the laughter, the trembling, and say slowly, as if speaking to your own soul, "You don't have to prove anything anymore. It's safe now. I'm here." Hold that image for a while. Let a single breath create a space of relief, like the first moment you realize you've returned home, inside yourself. Because healing isn't pretending the past didn't happen, and it isn't hiding pain under a heavy blanket. Healing is learning to carry your memories without letting them control your breath. It's the moment you understand why the emotional tides once rose so high, why there were days you wanted to disappear, why you could stand in a crowd and still feel lost. And now, instead of running from it, you're mature enough to walk with all that you are, including the parts that once trembled the most. You're ready to live in a calmer, wiser, more authentic rhythm. You fought battles no one ever saw, in rooms without light, on long drives filled with nothing but wheels and memory, through nights when you didn't know what kept you trying. Yet you still opened your heart, still cooked for those who needed warmth, still listened, still became a pillar for wandering souls. But now, life is asking you to turn back toward yourself. If an opportunity appears, even if it doesn't look like what you expected, let curiosity bring you closer, instead of fear pushing you away. If an unfinished conversation returns, let yourself speak instead of staying silent. If a trip, an invitation, a proposal, a shift in direction knocks at your door, don't panic. Ask yourself, is this the signal I once quietly wished for? And if your heart trembles, hold it. Not to control it, but to let it travel with you without taking the wheel. Fear is not your enemy. It just needs to sit in the back seat, not the driver's. Trust your signals. Because more than anyone, you are the one who reads the language of the universe through intuition. A song that plays at the perfect moment. A symbol that appears 3 times. A memory that surfaces without reason. Those are your maps. Trust your inner compass. Sometimes it flashes like lightning. Other times it rests silent like the sky after rain. But it has never led you astray when you truly sit down and listen. Be grateful for the days when your emotions shift like the wind, because they're showing you what's outdated, what needs to be released, and what is still soft enough to bloom again. Don't force yourself to be stable by someone else's standard. Those who truly love you will learn to love your irregular rhythm, the days you vanish into silence, the moments you need space to breathe. And if someone cannot read the depth of your waters, do not make yourself smaller, just to fit inside their limited vision. You are not a pebble. You are an electromagnetic sky, a living signal system that only awakened souls can understand. Let this be said again, with gentle firmness. Setting boundaries is not rejecting love. It is loving yourself enough to protect what deserves to grow in your inner garden. A door that closes at the right time is not coldness, it's how light protects itself from being drained by lifeless spaces. And remember, the shell you wear isn't a prison, it's a mobile roof. It's not punishment, but a breathing space, a way to keep from being swept away. When the world becomes too loud, allow yourself to use that armor when you need shelter, and take it off when you feel safe enough. To show your tenderness, your humanity, your warmth. That is how an evolved soul lives, knowing when to open and when to draw back. Anyone who asks you to abandon your sensitivity to be accepted is not worthy of standing in your field of energy. And once you realize that, you free yourself. When the day fades and night begins to fall, remember this: every small gesture of care you give yourself is an act of devotion to the universe within you. Cook yourself a warm meal, fold the clothes waiting quietly on the chair, write a letter you'll never send. Open the window, let the wind in. Change your sheets so the room can breathe with you. Every small act is a cell of healing. Nothing you do with love is ordinary. Every loving motion is sacred ritual. And if a moment of doubt whispers, "Do I really deserve this goodness?" return to the old vow and speak it aloud, as if ringing the bell in your own temple. I receive without guilt, and I do so in peace. When you say that, the universe listens. Every time you affirm your worth, your light steadies, your energy expands, and the doors that were once closed begin to open again. And if lately nostalgia has come to visit, don't push it away, invite it in, pour it a glass of water, ask it softly, "What message did you come to bring me?" When it answers, walk it to the door with gratitude, because nostalgia only wants to remind you of what was sacred once, but it must not sleep in the new house you're building. The home inside you now craves light, fresh air, flowers in a glass, and music humming from the morning kitchen. Ask life to send you simple joys, a quiet laugh, a warm hand, a scent that reminds you you're alive. Leave a note on your fridge, a message to your future self. You are learning to love life for no reason at all. Place a soft fragrance on your pillow so each night you remember, peace doesn't come from perfection, but from the kindness you offer yourself in moments of stillness. And before we close tonight, look into my eyes, not as someone seeking advice, but as a fellow traveler searching for a signal among the stars. Hear these words, not with your ears, but with your heart. You were not born to adapt. You were born to create a new frequency. You did not come here to endure, nor to hide your sensitivity as if it were a flaw. You came to turn emotion into art, empathy into wisdom, and yourself into a sanctuary of compassion. You never need to shrink so others can feel tall. You only need to stand in the true size of your soul. Now life is preparing to answer your generosity by sending you souls, opportunities, and doors that vibrate at your same frequency. Even when no one witnesses it, the universe keeps record. And from this energy, I speak to you with the calm certainty of Uranus and the grounded strength of Saturn. Your time has come. No shadow can dim the light of someone who has chosen to understand themselves. Aquarius, you have learned to listen to the wind, to read the language of silence, to know that every breath is a tiny rebirth. You don't need to chase the waves, you are the wave. And when a soul like yours decides to move forward, no current, no opinion, no fear can stop it. Because you are guided not by the moon or the sun, but by the light of knowledge and kindness, a light that never fades. I no longer seek shelter. I am the home, and anyone who reaches me with sincerity will be warmed by the light I carry.